It's Wednesday, the 9th of October, and welcome to Stock Market Investing News. Today, I want to talk to you about the Iron Condor. Now, in the past, before we had zero commission trading, the Iron Condor was not a very good strategy. And the reason is because your commissions to the brokerage would eat up all the profits. What is an Iron Condor? It's basically taking a bull spread and a bear spread and gluing them together. That's the easiest way to think about it. So what you're going to end up doing is if a person were to do an Iron Condor, is they would sell the inside put and calls, and then they would buy the outside put and calls. Go look up an Iron Condor on the web and you can get more specific information on how an Iron Condor actually works. There's a great Wikipedia page. That explains exactly how these Iron Condors work. Go take a look at that and it'll explain in more detail what an Iron Condor does. The main thing is I was having a great conversation with Lan Turner. I'm going to show you some footage of a trade we punched in, and when stuff we didn't record, Lan was telling me how he made $1,200 in 5 days in Iron Condors. And the reason is because the platform and the Tradier account that I'm trading through doesn't charge commissions. So that means that a person can open up a cash trading account that's taxable, by the way, for capital gains and actually trade Iron Condors. And since you don't have to pay the commissions, you got a lot better probability of making a profit on the Iron Condors. Now, because you're long the upper call and the lower put, you're completely protected. So you're completely limited to how much money that can be lost in an Iron Condor, and that's why I wanted to talk about it today. There are some dangers with Iron Condor. Like, for instance, I tell people, don't leg out of your option spreads. And the reason is if you leg out of an Iron Condor and then the market ends up in a position where one of the written calls or puts, whether either the written options, if the strike's close to that, then what's going to happen is that you can end up with what's known as pin risk. You can be pinned to that option because you don't know, you've sold the option. If you don't know if the owner of the underlying shares is actually going to, no, you don't know if the owner of the person who bought the call or put from you is going to exercise. And so if you leg out of an option, then you can end up with a situation known as pin risk. So you want to avoid pin risk by never legging out of your Iron Condor positions. You want to make sure that you're really careful to know where your risks are in any of these option positions that you're working. And by the way, see how hazy it is back there behind me? The reason for that is because of the dust from the Sahara. My brother couldn't believe it, but the Sahara Desert is straight across in latitude from us, and so when the winds blow heavy on the Sahara dust, we end up picking it up over here, and it's really bad for sinus problems and everything else. In fact, I'm going to go and turn on the air conditioning in my master bedroom so I can lay around and read academic research all day. I'll go do that, and then we'll talk about the markets as soon as they close. Take care. Over and out. Today, Lan Turner asked me to analyze a Southern company, very interesting, and I'm going to go over Microsoft Corporation and Oracle Corporation. So this is the Southern Corporation, and it has a very strong daily chart. You can see it's rising really well. We've got volume that's come in. However, when we look at the weekly chart, we can see how much it's risen, right? It's gone from the 40s into the 60s over a very quick period of time, and it's risen out of a really long narrow sideways channel. So this is an excellent example of the pattern we're looking for. In fact, this is what Ted Warren called a high level consolidation pattern, and it's gone for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years. This is very good eye. Lan has spotted a very, very good stock. And so I'm going to keep this on the watch list and may end up making a test in it. Very interesting. See, we've got the flat resistance here to the top. And the next one that I want to cover is Oracle. Oracle looks like crud right now. And I made a test purchase on Oracle, and it has withered away. But the reason I'm showing you is because although it looks like crud, it's been cupping up. So that's why I've been kind of hanging on to the position. It's going to have to pick up and break up above these levels, or I'm going to get rid of. to get what I can from the test purchase on these Oracle options. Microsoft has really done a lot of kind of nasty channeling, and the reason I wanted to bring it to your attention today is because it had a very clean face, downward sloping face, and it started to break that face. And we've got some good volume here under it. It just hasn't been reacting to it. Microsoft's a great company. It's got good earnings, but it hasn't really been kicking butt. Now what I'm going to show you is the trade we put on earlier in the day, and we recorded it. The account was at $16,900, $16,600, $700. It's now at $17,218. So these two Roku call positions picked up about $500 in the account. So with that, I will hop over, let you watch the video, and then it'll close out, and I won't say anything, but I will catch up with you tomorrow.
This conference will now be recorded.
All right. Did you hear that? We're recording?
Yeah, Lan, absolutely. And the first thing I want to say is it's Wednesday, the 9th of October, and welcome to Stock Market Investing News. Today we're going to go live. I've got Lan Turner on the call because this is like the moonshot. This is like after years and years of genius engineers worked out and built an incredible rocket ship, and then the day came in the 60s where they had to hit the button and fly to the moon. So that's what we're doing here. This is the big launch. This is when Stock Market Investing News on Roku TV goes live. We're going to do a live trade right now. Okay, Lan, so let's knock in this trade.
Go ahead, do it.
Okay, so we've got, and this is something that's really important that I want everybody that's watching this video to understand, is that you don't want to get distracted when you're making your orders. We were here doing orders and we got distracted talking about technical analysis.
Well, we got distracted by phone calls and everything else.
We got distracted. Now, I learned when I was doing my PhD, I walked in on my advisor who put in a trade the wrong direction, and I said, fix it, and I'll wait outside. And he shut the door and gave him privacy. So you have to calm your mind. You have to focus in, because this is like hitting the gas pedal on a car. If it's very serious and you don't want to wreck the car. So, what you want to do is read off the order, and it says buy to open to Roku 2020-01-17. That tells me it's in January. 125 call. That tells me it's a 125 strike. And it's a call, and the total amount that it'll hit my account for is $2,680. Now I'm going to place the order, but I'm not sure if it's going to hit the order, and the reason is because the bid and the ask is 120. The bid is 1325. The ask is 1340, and we're kind of in the middle. Place order, and then we just have to wait and see if it'll take the order, right? If the market pulls back, it'll take the order. I want to know what the current bid-ask spread is on the 125 call. And so I have to pull this up, and you can see it's now working at 1230 to 1330 to 1350 on the 125 call. So now what I want to do is I'm just going to try and knock it in because the market's hot, is I want to adjust the order. And I think what I do is I right click on this, right? And then edit order. And I want to move it up to 1350. Can you see that better than me, Lan? Here, I'll just type it in. Did that do it? 1350?
Yeah, that's 1350.
Okay, great. Then I want to come, and then I need it so I can see the button here. I want to hit the button. So it looks like we now own the stock. I now own the stock, correct, Lan? $2,680.
Yeah.
Okay, now what I want to do is I'm going to actually set up what I call a laddered position. There's two ways that you can ladder call positions. You can either do calendar ladders, or you can do what I call price ladders or strike ladders. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a strike ladder, and I want to go after the 175 strike. What I'm going to do is I'm going to allocate. Let's go back over the trade tab to see what I'm doing. I've got 16,000. We're on it actually. So we got almost $17,000 in capital here in the account, and so I don't want to under diversify it too much. So I want to make sure that there's at least three different stocks or calls, working in this account, and that's it. And so now for this block, which is 130, if you kind of think of it like a hard drive, you can think of this portfolio as being chopped up into 1/3. So if I divided that more or less, more or less. So 1/3 of the capital now I'm going to allocate into Roku calls. And I just bought very expensive calls. I bought 2 calls that cost $1,500 a piece. So now these other calls that I'm after are the 175s, and they're going to be trading somewhere probably around 3 to 350. And these were $1,500 a piece. These are going to be $300 to $350, much smaller. Okay, so here's the 175 call. It's trading at $367. So I don't know. I've got 2,000. I've got about 3,000 allocated. So I'm going to pick up. I don't know. I'm going to pick up probably 5 of these. Okay, and what's really great about this platform is it'll give me my total costs before popping over to a screen. So I can go from 10 is probably more than I want, because I've already got 2,680 working over there. If I went to 10, I'd be at 3. I'd be at 6. I'm gonna go ahead and go for it. And let me see, what's the spread? We got the bid. Oh my God, what a
3 and
spread.
315, and you're offering 308.
Yeah. I want to move it up to the.
Why don't you offer something like 312 or something and see if they take it, give you a little bit of discount.
I don't know, because usually it's easier just to do it this way and not fight it. Okay, now the ask is running at 325. Okay, good. So I'm actually running my limit price at the ask, and it took it. So we've got $3,250 plus $2,680. That's $5,930 land that I have allocated into this stock. Now the account right now is worth $16,828.78. So the most important thing to understand is that I currently have 36% of this account allocated into Roku calls. Okay, that's the most important thing. The biggest takeaway for the community to understand is that I'm not just going in and just hammering this account and going all in on some crazy option trade just because I've got a strong signal. And where are my strong signals here? My strong signals here are this massive blast in volume. It's not just that we had a lot of volume here, but the volume remains strong. You can see how fat that band is, Lan, on this side. See how it's more filled out on the right side of the big spike than it is on the left side. And this is a different pattern than over here, right? Where we don't have as much of that persistent follow-up volume on the right side or on the left side. See, so this is a different kind of a volume thumbprint if you look carefully at the pattern here. And then we have this really ferocious, vicious drop in Roku that suddenly slows, and then it turns and starts to move up. But my main point is that a lot of times you'll notice that a red arrow will come out, a day or two after I've made an entry, right?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Is there anything else you want me to say about the stock market today?
No, I think what you've done, you placed your orders and that's what you wanted to do, right?
Yeah, and thanks for being a wingman on the call, right? Because it's new tech. This is the first time I've been in the platform. But the good news is that all of the concepts in the stock market, strikes and calls, underlying shares, bid prices, ask prices, limit prices, market prices. If you understand that information, then you're going to find that this software is the most user-friendly thing you can ever find out there for trading across the screen. And hopefully Lan will get this thing edited and get it back to me today so that I can get it up on the news channel on Roku TV today. Can we do that, Lan?
Yeah, I'll work on it. I wanted to go place some trades myself, and so once I get my trades put into the market, then I'll edit this video and get it over to you. All right, go ahead and give us a goodbye, Scott, and show people that you're up $410
Am
on
I at
your position.
$410? That's fabulous. So Len and
Yep.
I have been here chatting away, with a bucket of Kentucky Fried Chicken, just enjoying the day, and $410 flopped into the account. I want to tell you, this is really a watershed day for me and I think for Lan too, because we've been daydreaming for over a decade about being able to trade through the screen through a Gecko platform like this. The whole thing is that Lan, he's a trader. So, back in the 90s when things were getting computerized and Lan was in the computer industry, he was in perfect position to start, getting this kind of stuff programmed. And this has been, sizzling from the 90s. And this is the first time that we've been able to make an actual trade across the screen. So I'm really excited about it. I think it went way better than I expected because this platform is so user friendly that it actually was far easier for me to make the trade than I expected, and easier for me to make the trade than any other brokerage that I trade across. And so I'm extremely excited about what we've been able to achieve today. And Lan, that's what I've got. And we've got some more amazing things coming from them for you. For instance, Lan has got a very interesting strategy with compound option positions, and I've asked him to share that with you, and he said yes. And that's what I've got for today. Lan, I'm going to let you go. A little long-winded, but I'm really excited about how good the video came out.
All right. Well, thanks, Scott. It's great to have you.
Okay, awesome. Over and out.